It's 5 o'clock on a Wednesday, and it's time for...
Craig and Ryland Magic Review Show.
I'm Craig.
I'm Ryland.
Ryland is not very well.
No.
He's in his Udi, and he has a finger.
No, I don't have a finger.
You don't? Well, you do, but not all of it. Do you want to talk about what happened before we get into this review show, and why Ryland looks like an absolute mess?
Yeah. Okay.
Go for it. Oh, yeah, he's also developed a cough. Yeah. But, you know, I've dragged him out onto the review show anyway, dragged his ass off the sofa onto the review show. You'll see performances in a minute of him doing it with one finger less. That's the dedication this kid has to magic. But do you want to explain what happened? We're filming this on the Tuesday.
Yes.
You had your big shows at Rugeley Rose.
On the Saturday.
Kicked ass.
Yeah. So the shows went really well. They did all of the really big illusions, all the really good ones. And after the show, we were packing away and, you know, all the stuff that you have to do at the end of the show. And what happened was...
you got your finger caught in a fire door.
Yeah, so there's this big fire door. There's a big fire door into the dressing room. So the one way into the dressing room, and then there was another door that you opened and walked through, which was a fire door. But that fire door, as I opened it, I put my finger through the frame as I walked through.
I don't want to hear this.
And
The door opened.
No, the door slammed. Someone slammed it.
I found you covered in blood.
Yeah, you did.
Going, Daddy!
Daddy, help!
Tell me, Daddy!
Daddy, help!
He was really, really...
And then we played Thumb War.
Well, it seemed we did play Thumb War. You were beside yourself. You were in shock, and the first aider said...
I had my finger cut open. And then you were like, right, actually, she's a Thumb War.
I was trying. She was
like,
like, the first aider was like, you were in shock. Do something to take his mind off it. And I was like, you want to play Thumb War? And you were just like, damn it, what? And after we played a few rounds of Thumb War, I started testing him on mnemonica. I did. I was like, what's number one, Ryland? And you were like, I don't care. I was like, no, what's number one? And you were like, 4 of clubs. What's number 2? I don't know. Yes, you do. What's number 2? 2 of hearts. It was. But anyway,
then we had to go to the hospital.
I didn't get sleep for 3 days.
Half an hour away, so I was just sitting there with my finger wrapped in things I found in the first aid kit, and then you were clamping it, and then half an hour trip to the hospital. And then we get into the hospital, wait for a little bit, then we get this the nurse to check it out.
Just doctor, actually, but don't worry about it.
Whoever it was, they checks it out.
X-rayed it.
Yeah, X-rayed it was in the so they X-rayed it, and then that took until like 1 o'clock. Then we finally left the hospital, got a McDonald's, went home, and then in the morning we had to be at Birmingham Children's Hospital, so another like half hour away.
With you in your pajamas, because they were going to operate on you.
Yeah, so we had to go to Birmingham Children's Hospital. And basically, we didn't really do anything there. They just checked it out and got it.
Well, it's because the plastic surgeon said because you didn't hit the tendons or the bone, basically he's took a big, massive chunk out of his finger. He hasn't got a full finger. And they were going to operate on him and basically, I don't know, take skin off his arse and put it on his finger or something, I don't know, or shorten his finger or something like that. But because there was the tendon and the bone hadn't been hit, they're trying to see if it heals naturally. Because he's a kid, it should be able to heal up over time.
Which we hope it does.
So we're going in next Tuesday for another appointment. And if it's healing, that's great. If not, he goes in ready to go under the knife. And
this is gonna...
Chop it off. No finger. Bye, finger. Who needs all that? Rennie Levant did magic with one hand. If you've got one finger less, it doesn't matter. But hopefully we should be okay. So he's been told he has to be off school for an entire week. He's on hardcore pain medication. Now, this is the problem I have here. He talks... Put your fingers in your ear. Well, one finger. There you go. He talks bollocks most of the time anyway on this review show. So what he's going to be like when he's literally on pain medication, I don't know. But he's insisted on doing this review show. I was going to do it on my own, but no, he wants to be here. And in actual fact, his big concern was making sure he can still compete at the YMC on Saturday. because he's in the Young Magician of the Year stage competition with Thea. You're going to be able to do that one-handed.
Hopefully.
Well, I guess we'll find out. What could possibly go wrong with that one? But anyway, there you go. That's caught you up with what's going on in our life. Ryland's off school. That's kind of cool. No school for Ryland.
Snuggled in the dog.
Can't practice magic at the moment. Although you can, because you're going to see some performances of him doing magic that he's learned for this review show with one hand.
With one hand.
So there you go. Dedication. But now you've caught up, it's time.
And then the one-handed butterfly shuffle. That's what I should do.
Yeah, the one-handed shuffle. Learn that. But we're going to get on with the review show. Now you've caught up on what's happening in our life. It's time for the review show. We're looking at 4 brand new tricks, and this first trick is performed by Ryland Arthur Petty, and it's called 3D Candy Advertisement by Henry Evans.
Tell you what, it's a good job I didn't hurt this finger. Could you imagine?
You'd be walking around like this. Yeah, anyway, let's get on with it. We're getting into this week's show. So, like I said, first off, it's going to be 3D Advertisement by Henry Evans. By the way, he has to keep his finger elevated. That's why it's constantly... He's not doing the worst E.T. impression in the world. He's actually... Doctor's orders. E.T. phone home. Anyway, first up, we've got 3D Candy Advertisement. Now, this is the third version of this that I've seen. The original one was producing a deck of cards. Do you remember that?
Yeah, and then the second one that I saw was Rubik's Cube.
Yeah, the second one was a Rubik's Cube. This one, I think, is the best one yet for kids entertainers. This is amazing. If you do a kids show, if you do a kids party, birthday party show, family entertainer, anything like that, this is great. This is fantastic. This is something that you could do in a show that would play big. Could it be done close up? Yes, probably. Would I do it close up? No. But for a kids show, I think this is brilliant. Now, if you haven't seen it, we're going to have a look at it right now. Here's a 9-digited Ryland performing 3D Candy Advertisement by Henry Evans.
Now I'm at home, a bit ill, because I hurt my finger, and my mum said I can't have any sweets. But the thing is, obviously, I'm a magician, so I can do types of magic where I can just, what's my favourite here? Nerds. So I can do magic where I can just, pull the nerds out of the actual image and have a whole pack of nerds to myself. What?
So, right, what do you think of this?
I think this is quite cool.
You think it's quite cool? You know, you've always liked the other two, but I don't think I've ever seen you do them. I've never seen you do.
I mean, I'm the one that did the performance for them. But
yeah, but I've never seen you actually do them at a gig.
Perform them at a gig, yeah.
Never seen you do them at a gig. And probably never will now that you do mainly illusions and stage magic and stuff. But what do you think of this one? You do a lot of kids' parties. Do you think this is the sort of thing that you could do in a kids' show? Like, because for kids, the most amazing thing is making sweets appear by magic, right? You're literally taking out a catalogue of all of the sweets and then saying, these are my favourite. Boom, I'm going to pull them out. And when you pull them off, by the way, they are a real box of sweets. You can tip those nerds out. You can eat the nerds. You can tip the nerds into a kid's hand. You could, once you've made those nerds appear, the nerds can be tipped into their hand. That can be examined and eaten. The leaflet is examinable. The box isn't, but could be very, very easily with a little bit of sleight of hand. But nobody would want to look at the box anyway. So it's the sort of thing that you could do and actually give those nerds out to somebody or whatever the case may be. It seems to me like the perfect trick for a kids show audience or a family show audience. What do you reckon?
I'd agree with this, yeah. Like if you did it on stage, there's obviously, you might not be able to see it, but if you could do it on stage if it was like a parlour environment, but like if you're doing a kids show where you're on like a big stage. The kids show that we did the other day where we were on like a little raised stage.
Yes.
You might not be able to do it then, but if you like when they're sitting in front of you and you're doing a gig like that, this would probably be good for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what about walk around for a restaurant performer that has a family restaurant and there's lots of kids there? I think this would work really well as well.
Yeah, it would be good for that.
Yeah. I mean, obviously you can't give the box away. That's the negative. But I mean, as a quick opener, I think it's great. I think it's actually better. I question whether it's better for the I don't know. I have actually used the card one to produce a deck of cards before I go into a show. In fact, I first learnt that in just before lockdown. And do you remember I did that as the opener to a lot of my virtual shows. I actually opened my virtual shows to corporates and sort of adults by making a deck of cards appear from that catalogue.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, so I've actually done that, and I haven't done it in a couple of years, but I'd be more than happy to do it. I think it's a great opener. I think it's one of the best openers that you can actually do. So if you're looking for a good opener, it's great. So if you're a card magician, maybe the card one's better. But definitely for a family or a kid show entertainer, this is worth its weight in gold. I think this is great. Yeah. The method works really well. The catalogue is just paper. There's nothing. It'll last as long as paper will. The box will last a long time as long as you look after it. It's easy to do. There is a bit of an angle thing that you need to be aware of when you bring it out. You don't want people directly to the left and to the right. Not that would be an issue in a show type environment, but I like this. I would do this in a kid show. I'm going to give this. Where I would do this, I think, in a kid show. When we do kid shows together and we get into an argument and we have a competition. Yeah. I would do this in the competition.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I'd be like, oh, I'm going to make, and then you'd probably do something even more incredible, like make your sister appear. But I would.
Use the casket.
Mm-hmm. But as it happens, I love this. I'm going to give this 95%. I think this is really good. What about you?
I really like this as well.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So what are you giving it?
I'm going to give it 79% because I don't know if I'll do this.
Okay.
But it's good.
It's good. 79% from Ryland, 95% from me. Let's move on with the next review. Okay, so next up we have Hopping Shocking Halves by Bacon Magic. Now, this is one that you filmed when you still had a complete whole film go. We're going to have a look at a performance of this. You filmed this when we were over in Wales, I believe. I think this was Wales when you filmed this.
Probably.
Yeah, Wales or Blackpool or one of the many places.
I don't know.
We filmed a performance. Yeah, we filmed a performance of this at some point, somewhere. I'm not going to say anything. Have a look at the performance of it, and then after the performance, we'll talk about what we think.
Now I've got my dad behind the camera, but I'm going to show him the 2 coin trick. Can you guess why this is called the 2 coin trick?
Would it be because it uses 2 coins?
Yes, that is correct, but there's also another reason.
Okay.
I'll tell you the other reason later. So what's going to happen is I've got 2 coins. Now I'm going to take one of the coins. I'm going to take the American $50. So what does that leave me?
The copper coin.
The copper coin, the old English penny.
Yes.
Well, you'd think that, but the other reason is this is the 2 coin trick, which means there's always 2 coins.
What?
A copper coin.
That's crazy.
An American coin.
That makes no sense.
We'll do it again. Look, I'll take a coin. I'll take the copper coin this time.
Okay.
I'll put the copper coin over there. What's that leave in my hand?
It was the silver coin.
No, this is the 2 coin trick. It involves the 2 coins. Look, I'll make it really obvious. Look, I take 1 coin.
Just one.
The American coin.
What
does that leave in my hand?
Well, I saw it. It's just a copper coin.
You think it's just a copper coin?
It is just a copper coin.
You would think it's just a copper coin.
It is just a copper coin.
Well, no,
but
it's the copper coin and the silver
I
coin.
hate you.
You gotta remember this. It's the 2 coin trick. Look, I'll do it again. This time, I will take the copper coin.
Okay.
Copper coin
The
goes
copper coin,
over there. What does that leave me?
it leaves you the silver coin.
Well, yeah, it leaves me with a silver coin, but remember, this is a 2 coin trick. But I have to finish with a big finish.
Right.
This is a big finish. 1, 2, big, silver, copper.
So, you know what, Ryan? I'm interested in knowing whether you prefer this or the other version of Hopping Halves, because obviously a little while ago we reviewed that trick from Tango. It was Tango Magic, and you've got that in your close-up case. And if you ever do close-up, you actually have carried this around with you as well as an EDC, and you said it's the best version of Hopping Halves you've ever seen.
We filmed this in the living.
Did we?
By the way.
There you go, Lytham. But this is the you
The
said
one with the jumbo coins.
Yeah. So this is Hopping Halves, exactly the same method as the original Confusing Coins, but a more traditional approach to it. So rather than having a Chinese coin with a hole in it, and which was the big selling point of the Tango version, this is a more traditional Hopping Halves style gimmick, but you get 2 jumbo coins with it as well.
Yeah.
And so the whole idea, as you just saw in the performance, is you do the Hopping Half style routine. At the end, you can produce a big silver coin and a big copper coin. So the ending is bigger because obviously with every other version of hopping halves, the end is the coins disappear, or depending on which version you use, you make a pot of jam appear or something. But with this, you're making 2 jumbo coins appear at the end.
Yeah.
And I want to know what you think of that and which version you prefer. I will say, oh, you okay? Like I say, he's got a cold as well. I'm interested to see which version you prefer. I should point out, so with this version, you actually get a tutorial teaching you how to do the whole thing, including how to actually make the jumbo coins appear, and you also get a jumbo coin holder for the 2 jumbo coins, which you said was a really nice jumbo coin holder.
Yeah.
Because there's some great jumbo coin holders out there. There's some not so good ones, but you said that Bacon Magic's jumbo coin holder was actually really good. Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah. So, I do think this is a very good coin holder. It does hold your coins as well, as long as you don't boogie.
As long as you don't boogie. As long as when you're walking from table to table, you don't do a little boogie in between the tables, you're going to be fine. And the actual jumbo coins are really well made as well.
Really
Bacon
well
Magic's own jumbo coins, nice thick, solid jumbo coins, like a jumbo coin should be. A man's jumbo coin. That's sexist. Terrible. Bad, Craig. But
He means an adult.
An adult jumbo coin is what I mean.
He means like mine. It means like Alex's sounds, not baby sounds.
Yes. Now, I perform a lot of jumbo coin magic, and I've spent years learning jumbo coin magic. You don't really.
I could see you doing this instead of like a normal hopping halves, but me,
I love this.
I got very tiny hands.
But you made it work. You made the jumbo
didn't
coin.
make it work,
Because
but
I just want to point out, when you say that, if you've got tiny hands, you can still do this.
Yeah.
Because the jumbo coin production, the way this routine is structured,
like
you've
that.
actually got nothing in your hand and the thing they have. So it's very easy to make the coins appear.
Yeah.
And you go through different ways of doing it in the tutorial.
It is, yeah. But if I were to do this, like for example, I would probably go into like a jumbo coin routine.
Yeah, I think this is the perfect thing to do a jumbo.
Yeah.
I've got an unpublished copper silver jumbo coin routine using just a copper coin and a silver coin that I'm putting up on Netrix soon. I think this would be a great lead into that.
Yeah.
But you prefer the tango version, do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just like the fact that like it is just a really good hopping house, and so is this. This is a really good one as well.
Okay.
And the jumbo coin adds a lot to it as well.
Yeah, but it's a shame that they haven't got the whole like you preferred with the tango thing.
Yeah.
I would do this. I think this is great. I do a lot of jumbo coin magic in my close-up work. I could see myself doing this. I love the jumbo coin holder. I love the jumbo coins. The actual hopping halves is very well made. I think if you haven't got hopping... And the tutorial's good for this as well. Well done, Bacon Magic. The tutorial's really good. I'm going to give this 95%. I'm definitely adding this to my close-up set. I could see myself doing this, and I love the whole concept. What are you giving it?
I'm gonna give it 95%.
95%.
I could do it, but I'm also really like the tango one as well.
Okay. And the tango has become your EDC, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has.
If he's wondering, if he's moving around a bit, it's killing him that he can't scratch his back in certain places, isn't it?
It's very annoying.
It's very annoying. Got to keep his hand elevated. Anyway, let's move on. We are now going on to the next review, and we're going to look at that right now. So, the next up, we've got this. This is Distortion. You're just falling apart. You're 12 years old, and you're literally falling apart. First of all, your finger and your lungs, everything.
My back is just going to fall off.
Distortion by Ultra Bello. Made in Malaga, Ultra Bello, by Dante. An index card hides a secret message that can only be discovered with the power of distortion. On the tutorial with this is your friend, what's the guy's name? You really like his stuff. He actually created Leviosa and Leviosa phone. What's his name? Oh my gosh.
John Miranda? No.
No. Oh, that's so annoying.
Bob the Science Guy.
No.
It's a good job he's got an iPad next to him.
I have got an iPad. Tell him a joke.
Yeah.
You don't know a joke. Oh my gosh!
Why
What?
did the chicken
I
cross the road?
can't. Yeah, there you go.
Why did
Julio
the chicken,
Monturo.
why
Julio
did
Monturo.
Why did the chicken cross the road?
Why?
To go to the KFC.
Why would he go? Doesn't matter. Okay, so
He's a cannibal.
he's a cannibal. This is what they come for with this review show. Nothing but quality reviews. Anyway,
Back.
Julio Monturo has teamed up with Dante
Has he got
to
a
bring
bachelor's?
out Distortion. So Distortion is a file card, and it's a file
very
card that allows you to do a revelation of any forced item. On the tutorial,
It does, yeah.
they're going to go through a bunch of different ways of forcing things. They're going to go through digital force bag, card forces, because you can apply this to anything. That's the nice thing about this. And in the box, you get a gimmicked card, you get a Himba envelope, and you get 15 souvenir cards. Let's have a look right now at the performance that Ryland's going to do.
Camera. Dad, can you please have any emotion?
Any emotion.
Any emotion.
I'm considering naming pain because of your finger, but I'm not. I'm gonna. It's not really an emotion. I'm gonna name love.
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 You sure?
Yes, because I feel it in my fingers. I feel it in my toes. The feelings all around me. Also,
Can't feel it on my finger.
well, that's because you're on hardcore pain medication.
Anyway, so you know how you named love, yeah?
Yep.
I had this prediction, and inside you can actually see that I predicted love.
Dude,
Isn't that cool?
that's maybe your pain medication's a bit too high, dude, because that's the ramblings of a mad kid.
No, because you said love.
It's the squiggles.
No, you said love, didn't you?
Yes.
Sometimes we all judge a book by its cover, and you don't necessarily what you're looking at necessarily is what it is. So, for example, this. If I just change it up a bit, you can see that you can change it into love.
What?
Like this. Isn't that pretty cool?
Very cool.
So there you go. That was a performance of Distortion with Ryland's mini finger. Of course, lots of it's disappeared. So what you get in the box is you get one gimmick card, one Himba envelope, and 15 souvenir cards. Because the point is, you get these souvenir cards that you can hand out at the end. Now, you can also buy refills. So we got some refills because we really like this. So you get refills, which are basically more of the souvenir cards.
Why do you need this massive box?
Well, you don't. It's a ridiculously oversized box for what it is. You don't. They talk about how to do this without the Himba envelope.
The back.
They give you a Himba envelope just in case you want it. Because the idea is that you get this gimmick card that basically turns from a normal file card into what the Distortion sort of gimmick. You know, the distorted file card, and then you can put it away and you can say, actually, would you like to keep this? And you can use the Himba envelope to switch it out. But they're going to talk on the tutorial about different ways of switching it out and other ways of doing it, although the Himba envelope is really my favourite way. That's actually a nice way of doing it. The nice thing about this is you can literally apply it to anything. So you use the word love, and
You can change it into eat pizza.
you could change it into eat piece. You could change it into a playing card. You could change it into anything that you wanted to, which is nice. And it's a file card, so you can rub that ink out afterwards. Ryland had it pre-written as a force card, but you can, if you want to, bring it out and pretend to write something on it, and then turn it around and show it, and then go and do the move. There's lots of different options with it. So if you were performing, for example, as a residency in a restaurant, you could do this and set it up for an item on their menu, and you could force the item on the menu. There's so many different options. That's why this is so adaptable. I really like this. What do you think of it?
I really like this as well.
I could see this working for a lot of close-up workers. It creates an impossible object, and the refills have been priced cheap enough that you can give this away. And this is such a much better giveaway than, like, here you go. Here's your souvenir. It's a folded up card with your signature on. Oh, brilliant. I'm going to keep this for 0.3 seconds. No one's going to keep that. No one keeps their sign. Well, occasionally people do, but most people don't. But you take a file card and you turn it into some weird-ass thing with, you know, the name of the thing they thought of just a little while ago. That's something that people are definitely going to keep. I like this. I really, I could see myself doing this. In fact, I've got 3 close-up jobs this week, and I'm definitely going to... Bless you. I'm definitely, you're really feeling sorry for yourself. You can't see him off camera. He's just got his head in his hands like this. Are you regretting saying yes to doing the review show now?
No.
No. See?
I'm regretting going backstage. I should have stayed outside and not gone to get my Magic and Mischief hats.
Yep. If only you could turn back time. If you could find a way. I'm going to give this...
I wonder what would have happened if I hadn't have done that.
You'd still have a finger. I'm going to give this...
Like, what would we be doing right now? Because we wouldn't be doing the review show. What do you think? Because I would have just got back from school.
I don't know. Probably still doing a review show.
And we probably wouldn't be eating pizza.
Well, we're about to eat pizza.
Is there?
I know. I'm going to give this...
Domino's?
Well, let's hurry up and finish this then. 98% for me. I love this. I think this is great. What about you?
It's going cold.
What are you giving it? What percentage?
I'm going to give this 99%.
99% from Ryland,
Yes.
98% from me.
Very good.
And we're going to wrap this up with one final review. Okay, for the final review today, we're going to be looking at Aurora Borealis by Paul Gordon. Now, this is an older Paul Gordon packet trick. Shock, a Paul Gordon packet trick, I know. It's an older Paul Gordon packet trick, but it's just been re-released in Murphy's Magic, and a lot of people haven't heard of this, so we wanted to give it a review. We actually reviewed a Paul Gordon packet trick a couple of weeks ago, gave it a really good review, and Paul contacted me afterwards saying, thanks for the great review, and then said, by the way, I don't use the arms account that much, which I agree with. He doesn't use the arms account that much, but he still uses it probably more than every Magic creator in the world. But when you're Paul Gordon, that's not a problem. If you use the Elmsley count and you create nothing but tat, that's a problem. But when you're creating killer routines, not an issue at all. This is Aurora Borealis. It is another really clever Paul Gordon trick. And this one is just fun. I'm not going to say anything. I want you to have a look at a performance. Have a look at this.
Right, can you see these? Yes. These are cards, obviously. They're all queens, actually, but they're all the Queen of Hearts. 1, 2, 3, 4 Queen of Hearts. I'm going to show you some sleight of hand. I'm going to turn one of those queens face down. Would that be good?
Yes.
Da, da, da.
Wow, that's so cool.
Was that impressive?
That was sick.
What happens is if I snap my fingers like that, now we get 2 face down. That's 2. If I snap my fingers again, now we get 3 face down. 1 final snap, and now we get all 4 face down.
Wow.
The interesting thing is if I turn one of them face up, what happens is the one on the bottom turns face up. And then if I snap my fingers, they all turn face up. Because I understand how that works. I totally get it. What I don't understand is this. You see, when I give a little twist, I wave my hand over and I say the magic words, Elmsley, Elmsley, Elmsley. Paul Gordon loves Elmsley counts. That's all I have to do. And when I do that, what happens is now the backs of the cards change. Now, we have a white back card. This is a nice little tally-ho card. We have a green back card. We have a kind of, what would that be? Like a mauve card. And we've got 4 cards with different coloured backs. And that...
So that was Aurora Borealis by Paul Gordon. Look, here's the thing. There's 3 things you need to know about this. He will never do this in a million years. 1, it's a packet trick. 2, it's a close-up trick. 3, it's a card trick. He'll never
4,
do...
I don't really know the Elmsley count that well.
You were doing Elmsley counts at the age of 7.
Yeah, and then I got to secondary school, and then I had to forget about doing an Elmsley count and start doing letters in maths.
Letters in maths are useful.
No, it's not.
Yeah, they are.
When am I ever going to use algebra? I may know it, and I may be in top set, and I may know it really well, but when am I ever going to use it when I'm older? Yeah, I thought I'm going to be going through sales and someone's going to ask me, are you good at maths? Yeah, I've got a problem. Can you find out what A plus B equals in the scenario of C equals 18?
I use algebra in my daily work.
You don't.
I use it all the time. I'm at work and there'll be a problem that comes up and I'll go, oh, don't worry about it. I know algebra.
I'm calling BS on that.
Yeah, it's not true. I've never done algebra in my life. But that doesn't mean that you can forget the Elmsley count to learn it. You need to push some other stuff away. Forget how to do the subtrunk and learn an Elmsley count instead.
No.
Look, we're sidejacking this review of Paul's wonderful packet trick. Look at it.
Hey, my hair.
It's just useless. I wish I could be turning, but I don't think it fit where he came from. Anyway, Look, Paul Gordon is a legend in the Magic community. He creates some of the best card magic that people have ever seen. This is no exception. Aurora Borealis, I'm glad I bought it. It's no frills. It comes in a little envelope with a link to watch the tutorial, which is probably about 5 minutes long. But honestly, that's all you need. I'm going to say the same thing in this tutorial about this trick that I said about the last one. I really wish Paul would spend a bit more time on teaching the moves. He kind of basically says, this is how to do it. This is the move. You can find this anywhere, including my website, which is fine. Most people are going to know how to do this count and that count and the other count. But I think it's better, honestly, if you're bringing a packet trick out, you teach how that move works. At least that's my opinion. That's the only negative I can say about this. This is a bloody good packet trick and one that I'm definitely going to be doing. I'm going to give this 85% and would recommend it to everyone in an era where there's new tricks coming out every 5 minutes and some of them are all glitz and no substance.
And mainly by you.
No, my tricks are great. I'm not talking about my tricks. My tricks are awesome. They're the best tricks.
In a world where
there's a lot of crappy tricks that are coming out, tricks that won't work in the real world, tricks that. Made you cough again. He's dying. It is so just useless in a world where there's terrible tricks coming out all the time.
yours.
In a world where there's terrible tricks coming out all of the time,
Yours.
tricks that don't work in the real world,
Yours.
tricks that nobody would ever perform,
Yours. Well, only you perform yours.
tricks that sit in people's bottom drawers.
Yours.
This is a trick that will stand out.
I think everybody praises your tricks. But have you ever actually seen anybody do them?
Yeah, lots of people do my tricks, Ryland. Lots of people do my tricks. Lots of people. All the people do my tricks.
I don't.
Bet more people do my tricks than Tobias Dostal's tricks. How many people do you see walking up to a table go, oh, look, me ring is a bit liquidy. Yeah, liquidy ring. The only time I've had a liquidy ring is when I went and had an Indian the night before. And with that in mind, I'm going to give this 85% and I'm going to advise people to buy it. It's very good. What are you giving it?
79%.
79% because he's crap and he doesn't do card tricks. Go on.
Never be shot in the bag. Never be shot in the bag. Never be shot in the bag.
Ow! That is another review show in the bag. Thank you once again for joining us. Me and my invalid son. Stop it. We'll be back again. I know if I hold this hand, he's not going to bang that one down. I'll be back again. Don't you even dare. You'll be in. I'll be back. Stop headbutting the table. We'll be back again next week, and hopefully he'll have his finger out of bandage, but we'll see.
No, it's going to take 6 weeks to get out of it.
We'll be back next week. Expect chaos for the next 6 weeks right here on this review show. Until then, I'm Craig. He's Ryland. No climbing out of a sub-trunk for 6 weeks. I'll be back soon. Tomorrow with another video without Ryland, so it will be less chaotic. Don't forget to join the Netrix, www.thenetrix.com. I'll see you again soon. I'm Craig. This is Ryland. And this has been the Craig and Ryland Review Show on Magic TV.